So who are you anyway?
Well, my name is Athena Sartin.
Mm-hmm.
On my passport it says Glubrecht Sartin, but for simplicity's sake, I just use the last part.
Okay.
I'm a teacher, an adventurer, and a friend.
Okay.
Um, I've taught for the last 16 years in U.S. schools, international schools, countries all around the world. I've taught small children all the way through adults. I've taught in schools as well as businesses.
Okay. So what are some of your other interests besides teaching?
I like to travel.
Obviously.
For example, last year I went to Thailand and I learned the art of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a school group to Tanzania.
What's a school? What kind of school group?
I was working in Dubai and I took a group of middle school students to Tanzania on a safari for our Week Without Walls project.
What did that involve?
Well, I had to organize the entire trip from the ground up, meaning choose a tour group, interview the kids, make sure they had all their immunizations, order their plane tickets, get the best plane tickets, stay within a budget. Took them to Tanzania. I was their tour guide, their mentor, their parent, their clergyman, basically. I was everything to them.
I get the idea.
In Jordan, I swam in the Dead Sea and I hiked through the ruins of Petra. I like to meet people so that I can experience and learn about other cultures and languages. I like the outdoors. I like to hike. I like to play volleyball as well as I've coached it. I've officiated volleyball. Love Latin music. Love to dance to it, listen to it. People prefer me not to sing to it. I like to read. I like to organize events and activities. Meditation helps calm me after a long day.
So tell me about your time in South America.
I lived in Peru for 3 years. I taught at an international school. I taught for a business. I taught the administrators of a major international mining corporation. I taught them English. I taught the English speakers Spanish. I've lived amongst people that were completely different from myself and enjoyed every minute of it.
What kind of educational experiences have you had yourself? Besides teaching, I'm sure you had to do something to get to do that.
Oh, well, I went to Mexico as an undergrad.
Mm-hmm.
I have a master's degree in teaching languages. For my master's degree, I had to study and live with a family in Mexico. I've
All kinds of.
Yes.
So it sounds like you've had all kinds of experiences, even internationally in your own education. So you kind of
Right.
have a view of both sides of it. Okay.
Right.
Why do you want to join Peace Boat as a GET teacher?
Well, I've recently discovered that I want to tap into my humanitarian side. I want to work with people with similar goals. I'd love to help promote peace in the world. I've lived in the Middle East, and the tensions between countries is incredible, and I would like to promote the peaceful side of people. And what better way to serve as a humanitarian and use my experience and skills as a teacher than to work for Peace Boat. I also like to travel, and so I would get to see the world at the same time.
Okay, but what would you do while you were on the boat besides just travel?
Oh, well, of course I would be a Spanish teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I have all kinds of interactive lessons already planned. I could give cultural sessions on South America since I've spent time in Argentina, Chile, Peru. I lived in Peru for 3 years. I can give the Callao port orientation. I have friends still in Peru that might be able to have other connections for homestays or for rallies or anything going on in the country at the moment, I'd like to set up a volleyball tournament on board while we're out to sea. I could provide some basic salsa lessons given by a gringa. What can you expect? I'm not a professional dancer, but I like to do it and have fun.
It sounds like you can organize just about anything then.
I'd like
It's
to
like
think so.
organization is your strength.
I'd like to think so, and that's why I think being a get teacher would really be my forte, because not only do the get teachers have to teach, but they also have to organize events and organize other things other than just their lessons.
And so how's your family feel about you traipsing off around the world again?
Well, I've been traveling around the world. I've been living in other countries for 8 years. I've been traveling since I was 23 to other countries. At first they didn't like it, and now they see it as a way for me to get experience in other places before they go there to visit. I can serve as their tour guide when they finally decide to go wherever it is.
So it sounds like you've been doing exactly the kind of thing you need to be doing since you were 23.
In one way or another.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad to meet you.